Start it up again, new topic, magnetism. So what do you know about magnets?
They can also attract and repel.
Okay. So when do they attract?
When charges are opposite.
Say it again.
When charges are opposite.
Ooh,
or
no,
like-
charge is probably not the right word to be using there.
Oh, wait, sorry. The magnetic fields are opposite?
Okay, I could go with that. What generally do, when we're talking about a magnet, what do we generally call it? It's not positive, negative. What do we call it?
The poles?
Yeah, we have poles. Opposite poles. So magnets have poles. And they came up with two words that are opposites, north and south. And therefore, it's called a dipole. And opposites attract. And like repels. And this causes some confusion with students who want to relate it so much to charge, but it's not a charge in a sense that we think of. I can't have just a north pole or just a south pole. And that's a huge difference between magnets and charges. I can have just a positive charge, I can't have just a north pole. Or can I? So there is this, let me just throw this in, the monopole. If you can find proof and evidence of a magnetic monopole, you will have instant fame in the physics world. There's a theoretical basis for there being a monopole of sorts. There's still a north and a south, but they are so far separated that you don't see the other one, so you would see just the North Pole. At least that's my understanding of it. But there are some physicists who are searching for this because the theorists say that they should be able to find it. All they've done is they know what it'll look like when they see it, but they still haven't seen it. And that's pretty much it for the monopole. Since we're doing classical physics, their monopoles do not exist. And so therefore, there's always going to be a north and south pole. My classic magnet look, north and south. Since Olivia brought up fields, magnetic fields, there are magnetic fields. There are these things that basically are traveling. What are the chances? Ooh. Out the North Pole into the South Pole. External to the magnet, and internal to the magnet, it's going from south to north, but external is going north to south. So if I took a compass here, and the compass traditionally is that the arrow on a compass is the North Pole and the tail is a South Pole. Which way would this compass point? We got one hand gesture from Sean. Yes, Sean, you're correct. Which way will that, again, this is just a little this is a small magnet here with a north and south pole.
Is it gonna point towards this south pole of the magnet?
It would. Opposite attract. It pointing in that direction. It will rotate. What's the problem here? You seem, Ian, when you were saying that, you seemed like there was a contradiction or something.
Well, just the typical thought process that it's supposed to point north. North pole and south pole of like the earth. So it just seems counterintuitive.
So, therefore, what conclusion are you drawing?
The North Pole is actually the South Pole, and the South Pole is actually the North Pole.
Yeah, we need to probably throw some extra qualifiers in there. The geographic North Pole is actually a magnetic South Pole.
Yeah.
Just to add to the joy of it, we will traditionally, if I ever referring to what I will, from a Northern Hemisphere point of view, call the top of the world, the geographic North Pole, I will use the word geographic. Otherwise, North Pole is a reference to the magnetic North Pole. I'm gonna go grab some props and, oh, overhead projectors in there too. I'm gonna grab some props, I'm just gonna let that run so that, you know, again, all the international fans can just look at a blank board. Sorry, that took a lot longer than I was expecting. Do this slightly differently then. And a plug. Live. Ooh, wrong way. That'll shine it up there. A compass. This is the north end right here. South end. Let's see if that goes out of the way. All right, so right now there's a general direction of that they're pointing in, but let's introduce a magnet. Let's find out how powerful this magnet is. That is not doing what I would expect it to. I need. Let's find out if there's an issue here. Ah, okay. All right, so part of the problem. As you can see right here, this says north end right there, and so this is the north end of the magnet right here. That's the south end up there. Now, if you'll notice, these two over there, those two, we have a magnetic field line that's basically along that path right here. So this is a south end right here, so the magnetic field line is coming this way and in, this way and in. There's a magnetic field here also coming this way across here. Now these two, which are pointing towards sort of the middle, that's because there's actually a spot in the middle here. This is a poorly designed magnet. But it's kind of like if you take two magnets and you force them together. I'm going to have a north and a south end here, and so they're going to be pointing towards, in essence, the middle. Let's see if I can get potentially more consistent. And so now, with a better magnet, it's not pointing towards the center anymore. We have, let's see, north pole's pointing that way, so this must be a magnetic north pole here. Magnetic field line's coming down, across here, magnetic field line here, and then those are pointing towards this end of the magnet. If I shift it, the compasses should shift. So you now have these starting to point towards that, but if you think magnetic field lines, they're coming out and around. Think about the electric field lines coming from the positive and negative charges, similar diagram to that. And then these two are pointing more directly at it. And probably as soon as I put this stuff back, I will find the demo thing that I really wanted to find. Ooh, okay. And these are the most powerful magnets we have. This would be the south end. And how do I know that's the south end?
Because the magnet on the bottom, the north end is pointing towards it.
And so magnetic field lines coming out of the north. You can see the direction they are over there, pulling down like this, and then heading back towards the middle. All right. This is some sort of oil solution with iron filings in it. Get these out. This should be a better demonstration. Let's focus it a little bit. Probably as good as it's going to get. And now I'm going to take a magnet and put it in there. So right now there's sort of a random display of them. When I put the magnet onto it, you can start to see an attraction there. And I don't know if you can see it, but you can sort of see the lines here that they seem to be pointing in like that. And there's also seems to be, there's somewhat of an orientation here. Let's see if I can get that better focus. You can see sort of a lining up along here and along here as basically along the lines of the electric field, or sorry, magnetic field. Let's stick a more powerful one in there.